Good. So thank you for joining this webinar. And let me actually extend my warm welcome to everyone who has actually registered and joined, could actually make out their time and joining this webinar. Today's topic is actually, this is actually series of webinar what we run under Easy Community. And this is actually, in that series, this is actually fifth webinar. And this is actually very interesting topic. I'll talk about the topic, but this is very interesting topic, which is not just important for any CPA firm to grow, CA firm to grow their business, to grow their revenue, but at the same time, it become very important to actually understand this topic well, because there is a lot of regulation from the government side on the marketing. Like you cannot do a marketing. You If you are doing marketing, you have to actually take care of a lot of things. So that's why this topic become very important. So before getting into a topic, before talking about the topic, I would like to show some facts so that we can actually relate, and it'll actually help us to get maximum out of this discussion. So I'm sharing my screen. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. These are the faces I think you all are aware of. So these are the faces you would have seen in last few months and last year. Uh, so there is a street hawker, from Patna who become a celebrity over the night. So there is a dhaba owner who used to actually make a loss, was not able to actually make his bread, and was not able to become celebrity overnight, and now he has saved 20 lakh rupees. uh, Simple, Mumfali hawker, like the person who used to sell a Mumfali in West Bengal, become a celebrity. So this is the actually a power of social media. We cannot actually ignore it. And they all are the common man. To understand the social media power in these days, we need to understand, we need to actually know this. Half of the population of the world, the current population of the world is 8 billion. Half of the population of the world is actually using social media. As per the PwC, 37% of the customer, your customer, our customer, is actually going to social website, social media, to decide whether they should go ahead to buy or not. So, for example, if I have to buy, I'll go to Google, or I'll go to some social media, do research before going to make the decision whether I should buy or not. So this is again statistics which is actually talking about India, which is actually more relevant for us. Approx 46 crores, like some 46.46 billion population in India using social media. And this is audience which is actually our audience, your audience, like our firm audience. They are educated audience, working somewhere, running a job, running a business. So they are actually very relevant audience for us. And this is not enough. Approx 3 hours, like which is approx 20% of their time they actually spending on social media. So we need to understand it very clearly, like without social media we cannot survive. So social media is not recommendation. Nowadays social media is actually essential for any business to survive. There's some other facts, like what is a distribution, how many users a social media platform has. We'll share this PPT. Then one thing is very important to understand, like this is what the social media we have seen so far, but how the social media world is going to be since 5G has come. AI is actually growing like anything. We have got the concept, we all are aware about the VR and AR, virtual reality and augmented reality. This is something which is actually going to create the metaverse. So metaverse is nothing but the parallel universe. So what we are doing in real world, that is something which we are actually going to do in the virtual universe or parallel universe. So a lot of companies already started adopted, like Walmart has its own virtual world, its own virtual platform where you can actually wear the glass and you can go and you can actually make the shopping as you have been into the mall and doing a shopping. So the experience would be like that. So world is actually moving towards that. And it's not very far that the everything, like all kind of profession, all kind of offices, business would actually be running in metaverse. which is actually a demand of the future. So this is something we need to be very clear. It's like oxygen for business. If you are not on social media, then it's very difficult to survive business in next 5 years, because the things like world has been changed in last 10 years, and world is going to be changed drastically in next 5 years, because I said, like AI and 5G. So that's why it's very important to know, if we already on social media, it's very important to have a right strategy for social media. And if we are not, then we should it's very important to understand the strategy, and start using social media, and let's get registered on social media. So that's why we have got this community, which is the easy community, where we talk about these real time challenges, real time requirement of CPA firm, accounting firm. So you can join this community to keep updated, and you can actually be part of such webinar in future also. So without wasting time, I'd like to hand over my mic to speaker, CA Parnita, who's actually not just influencer, not just a speaker, but she herself a CA. So she can empathize the pain point of the audience, and she could be a great mentor for us. She has been a branding coach since last 7 years under her company Portraiture, and has coached more than 17,000 professional and students on various topics around professional branding. She has today many chartered accountants, both professional and practicing, as her client, whose branding she is handling. So she's not just mentoring, but she's also giving a coaching to chartered accountants himself for herself. She also manages the social media pages for many chartered accountants and CA firms, helping them develop their brands. So now, I'd like to hand over to Panida. Please hand over to you. And we really looking forward to learn a lot of things today.
Thank you so much, Gaurav. Thank you so for this beautiful introduction, and it's always a privilege to connect back with the CA community, because being a CA, it's always a privilege. It's an honor. It's always nice to give back to something that is given to you so much, that the prefix CA has given me a lot, even if I'm not practicing as a chartered accountant. But the respect you get, the familiarity you get from your fellow CAs, it's just like something very, very nice. So thank you so much for giving me one more platform where I can connect to different CAs. um, so without wasting any time, today we shall be covering social media specifically for chartered accountants. Okay, so in very simple terms, how can you use social media as a practicing CA to grow your practice? Okay, so I'll just start sharing my screen. So as I said, we'll be covering social media marketing for chartered accountants, and the aim is to how can you actually use social media to attract your dream clients. Okay, so before we move on, there are some um, questions I want you to really, really think about. Okay, just give them a couple of seconds and just think about these questions to yourself as a practicing CA. So, what are your sales strategies as a practicing CA? What are your sales strategies? Moving forward, how many of you are digitally active? And I'm focusing on this word active. Keep thinking about these questions. What are your digital marketing strategies? How do you actually use your digital platforms? What are your strategies to use that? What is your marketing funnel? How do you market? What is the process? What are are your goals out of social media? What are your goals as a practicing CA? What kind of sales are you looking for? Are you really networking well, whether it's online or offline? Are you doing that? So the reason I have asked these questions and why these questions are very important to look back as how are you exactly practicing as a CA? The issue is, as a practicing CA or as a, if I may call you a service provider, we all focus on just key ticket clients. We provide the service, be it say, tax filing or doing the audit or any such services that you're giving. You just give that service and the work is done, right? You just wait for clients or you get clients from somewhere and you're done. But times are changing, and out of all CAs, it's very, very competitive. You cannot manage to work in the same way or get clients in the same way that has happened previously. जो हम traditional method बोलते थे. You can't do that anymore. You have to change your methods. You have to change your outlook. You have to start thinking not only as a service provider, but as an entrepreneur. And unless you start thinking like an entrepreneur, you'll just keep just providing the service and you won't grow like at that speed which you want to grow, right? We all want to earn, but you won't be able to grow that much if you're not thinking like an entrepreneur, like a businessman. ठीक है? A businessman यही सब सोचता है. Where should I get my sales from? Where are my clients? How do I market my products or services? How do I go there digitally or offline? That is why you need to start thinking and talking about social media now. You cannot run away from social media. You cannot say, okay, this is not for me, or give these excuses. You cannot do. And like Gaurav said, it's the oxygen for any business today. Okay, so we need to understand ki yes, social media is important. Now going on to some numbers. Can anybody tell me what this number is? Can anybody guess? Approximately 4 lakh. What am I talking about? Okay, so this is the approximate chartered accountants in India currently. Okay. Now, Gaurav already covered this. This is approximately the number of people globally who are using social media today. Imagine more than 4 billion. Okay. Can you guess these numbers? Let me tell you. The approximately 2.8 million people who are filing returns, okay, are using social media in India. These are Indian numbers. So people who are filing returns, they are on social media. Approximately 31 million. These are the MSMEs in India who are on social media. And active companies in India, 70% of the active companies who file return or who has any sort of accounting or taxation work is active on social media. Now let's compare these numbers. And this 1,50,000 I've taken approximately are the practicing CAs. Okay, considering both who have COPs and who have part-time COPs or full-time, they are into practice. Okay, say 1,50,000 we have CAs, and compare it to the number of people globally who are there on social media. Just imagine the number, just 0.0 something billion CAs in front of 4.3 billion people on social media. See the amount of reach. And if you compare with the Indian numbers, just 1.5 lakh CAs can reach out to 31 million companies, 31 million MSMEs, 2 million individuals on social media. Can you really see the opportunity available with CAs? and we are not using social media to its optimum capacity. CAs हो ना, ये term समझ में आता है, optimum capacity. Factory में अगर if the factory person is not using the manufacturing unit to its optimum capacity, what will happen? In the same way, we are not using our optimum capacity to reach our clients. Okay, and that we need to change, and that we'll do from today. So before moving forward, I want to ask from you your, just write it in the chat box. What are your reservations when you're using social media? And when I'm saying reservations, what I'm saying is, why are you not using social media currently so much? Okay, some people might be thoda active or something, but what comes to your mind that stops you from using social media totally? Write it in the chat box. I'm giving you 2 minutes, right? Because that's very, very important. Okay. So some very common, answers even from today, and what I've always heard from CAs through all my interactions, because maximum of my clients are CAs, and being a CA, I keep interacting with a lot of CAs day in, day out. And these are the common answers. I cannot do this. This social media thing is very, very tough. I think this is against ICAI regulations. I do not have time for this. This is very, very time consuming. मेरे पास नहीं है time. Client पे ध्यान दूं या काम पे ध्यान दूं या इस सब पे ध्यान दूं? Right? Where should I focus? I won't get clients through social media. Who gets clients from social media? And this is for youngsters. I am not young anymore. I am not those teenagers or early 20s that I'll be on social media. So this is not for me. Right? Very, very common perceptions. So let's break all these perceptions today. Let's just break everything. Ki no, social media is not for me. It is for you. It is for chartered accountants. Now, one very clause, because people say, especially covering the third point, that it is against ICAI regulations. There are a few regulations around advertisement, but one very important regulation which I think binds everything is clause 6, which says soliciting clients or professional work either directly or indirectly by circular, advertisement, personal communication or by any other means results in professional misconduct. Okay, so this is the clause, which actually just means that I cannot directly advertise, okay, and go out and say ki, hey, I provide these service, why don't you become my client? I cannot do that, right? Even when you're be it social media or directly when you're talking to somebody, you cannot say all these things, that I provide these service, why don't you become my clients, right? The same thing applies on social media. You cannot solicit clients or you cannot talk about your services directly on social media posts. Why I'm talking about posts and why other things we'll see in detail later. But just keep in mind that this is about soliciting clients directly or indirectly, of course, through saying that I provide these services, become my client. You cannot do that. You cannot advertise about your services. But we can, of course, do a lot of other things on social media, which is not a professional misconduct. Okay. So yes, you can do it. Just burst that why and let's move forward and let's change things. Okay. Now, before moving forward and before explaining you what is social media and how can you use this, I really want to make you understand why marketing on social media is allowed, what kind of marketing actually is allowed, and what can you do. For that, you need to understand these very simple terms, and about this, it's also written in the code of ethics, where they talk about push marketing and pull marketing. But yeah, hota kya hai? Okay. Now, very simple. Push marketing is when you are paying for some advertisements or you are sending some advertisements to people. Okay. Say, for example, when you see Facebook and you get those ads, right? That is push marketing. But the companies are paying so that we customers can see the ad. Okay. So whenever you pay for anything, say Google ad hai ya Facebook ad hai ya kahin pe bhi aap pay kar rahe ho. Okay. You're paying anybody, any platform to show your advertisement. Instagram, sab jagah aapko ads dikhte. That's push marketing. Pull marketing is when people search for you and come on your platform or come on your website. You are not telling them to come. They themselves, out of some research or out of some search, Google search, they land up on your page. That's pull marketing. Okay. So push marketing is not allowed. Pull marketing is allowed, where you're not paying anybody, you're not telling anybody to come on your website or your platform. People automatically come through some research or some other way. Okay. So outbound marketing is not allowed. Inbound is allowed. Yes, simple terms, if you understand, you will be able to segregate on social media that what is allowed and what is not allowed. Okay. Done? Any questions here? Okay. So, why are we not using social media? Okay, let's just change all of this today and let's start moving to how can you actually use social media to market yourself. Okay. Now, what is social media? Very simple. Any platform that we are using today to interact with others socially. And this socially covers both professional socially and personal socially. Any kind of social platform is called social media. Okay. Now, the biggest mistakes that we are doing. So now what happens is a lot of people here, and I'm sure most of you will be there on some or the other kind of platform. Okay. Especially be it Facebook, LinkedIn, or WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is also a social media platform, just by the way. So I'm sure 99% of you will be on some or the other platforms of social media. And we're not still able to generate clients. Why? Some of the biggest mistakes are we're not on the right platform. We are on, excuse me, either we are on all the platforms, either we are just there, we are not actually using it, or we are not using it correctly. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll understand few steps today where you can start using the social media correctly, and at the end see how can you actually get clients by using the social media correctly. Okay. So the first step, and the very, very important step, is to choose a right platform. Okay. ऐसा नहीं कि अभी Facebook बहुत चल रहा है और maximum people are there on LinkedIn, so I should be there on LinkedIn, or because Twitter is not that, happening or trendy right now, so I won't be there on Twitter. No, that's the very, very wrong strategy. You have to choose your right platform. You first cannot be on all platforms, which is an utter waste of time. You need not be there everywhere, but just pe ho. Choose the right platform, which will give you the maximum results. Now, how to choose this right platform? First is to see your client base. And when I'm talking about your client base, see both your current client base and also what kind of people are you targeting. Those can be different. Okay. You might target some, you want to now start targeting some other people. See what kind of client base do you have, your future and your current. Okay. The second part is see where they are present. Say examples, if I am targeting companies, okay, my target is companies. Companies are present on LinkedIn. They are present on Twitter. They're not there on Facebook. They're not there on Instagram. How much ever Instagram reel is very, very famous. But if your target audience is not there, Instagram pe tum kitte bhi reels bana lo, tumko clients nahi milenge. You won't get those clients because your companies are not there on Instagram. Okay. But say you are a CA and you are targeting youngsters for personal finance, example, then how much ever you want to be there on Twitter, you're very good with Twitter, but you won't again get clients because your target audience are young people who are there on Instagram, not even Facebook. Okay, so you need to understand where is your target audience present, where is your client base, and you need to be there, not the platform that is trendy. Okay, third very important step is to understand what kind of content works on that platform. Say again, one of the social media channel which is very, very famous, say for example, is YouTube, right? And the kind of content that works there is videos. But as a person, as a chartered accountant, you're not comfortable making videos. So don't be present there. It's okay. But just for the sake, say for example, you're not good with Instagram reels, or you're not good with, making videos or constant stories, you won't be able to use Instagram properly and you won't get results out of Instagram. So if you're not comfortable with the kind of content that platform asks, don't be there, because you're wasting your time again. You won't get the results. Okay. So you have to match the platform where your audience is with the kind of content that the platform asks, or what kind of platform works there. You need to combine that and then select your target platform. Okay, so step one, see who are your clients, where are they present, what kind of content works, if you're comfortable with that, and then select. Very, very important. Just don't be on any platform or all the platforms. Okay. Some of the platforms are LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. So these are the types of platforms. Okay, these are the social media platforms: the LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And there are WhatsApp, Telegram group, and there is YouTube and Quora, which are knowledge-based social platforms, or any other sorts. Okay, so you need to select where do you want to be and why. The next, a very, very important step, and I very frankly, I struggle explaining this to a lot of my clients as well, that why this is so important. Okay, so because आप लोग सब CAs हो, let me give you ask you a question. When when you prepare for your final exams or your chartered accountancy exams, how do you select your classes or where do you want to go? Have you noticed that one professor won't teach you all the subjects? No, right? Everybody teaches one or maximum two subjects where they are focused, because that is the way they will get the maximum results. In the same way, even if you are practicing as a chartered accountant in all the fields, say you're doing tax also, you're doing audit also, you're doing GST also, everything you're doing, but what are you known for? What is your expertise? Do people recognize you with that expertise? That's very important. You cannot be known as a generic CA anymore. That does not work. You cannot work as a IA. So maximum CAs will, introduce themselves as, I practice everything. I'm a traditional CA, so I do everything. Fine, you might be doing everything, but what is your expertise? As in, what are you known for in your circle? And that's very, very, very important for the results that you can create. Okay, a specialist will be very focused, a generalist will be all over the place. Okay, so please market yourself as an expert. Isliye I've written market, which means you may work in all the fields. That's fine, do all the work. But when you're talking to somebody, when you're branding yourself, when you're marketing yourself, market yourself as an expert, that yes, I'm an expert in this field. Okay, or this is my specialization. Okay, so for example, I am a valuation expert. I am a GST, litigation, or I am a corporate tax law expert. Whatever is your expertise, whatever is the field that you get the maximum revenue from, or which really interests you, market yourself with that. On the hindsight, you might be practicing everything. That's completely fine. Not saying ki leave Sara kaam. Okay, but market yourself as an expert. Like, I do a lot of things. My services are wide range of services. But what do I market myself as? A branding expert for CAs. Does that mean I don't have other clients other than CAs? I definitely have, but I am branding myself as a expert for social media for chartered accountants. So that is the difference. Okay. The third step, a very, very important step, which again I struggle a lot with a lot of people, is building your profile. Okay. And this profile I'm talking about is on all your platforms. So I've taken LinkedIn as a example, but the same rules or principles apply to all your social media platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, everywhere you can apply the same rules that we will be talking about. Okay. So the first thing is, I've seen this mistake like innumerable times where you're not even grammatically putting your name correctly. Please correctly put your name grammatically. Say P, Parinita, P will be in capital. You cannot write it in small. Okay. Also, one of the issues that I've heard, and a lot of people have messaged me, that can we use CA as a prefix on social media platforms? Because there was some notification from the institute, and there was a lot of miscommunication happening and going around. What the institute said that you can use CA on social media platform, but there are some restrictions around that, or if I may say, you have to take some precautions in the way you cannot put any post where you are soliciting clients. You cannot put any derogatory post, something demeaning against the institute or the country or or any religion, any caste. It cannot be sexist or casteist or any sort of derogatory post, because with the prefix there is a lot of responsibility. Spider-Man ka dialogue tha na, with great power comes great responsibility. Exactly. When you're using CA as a prefix, it comes with a lot of responsibility that you're representing ICI. Okay, so your post should not be controversial or create some nonsense, or you are really derogatory post you're putting against anybody. Cannot do that. If you're taking out these, and of course all your posts and everything should be under the ethical code. If you're doing all these things, you can very well use the prefix CA. So please, I urge you all, do not leave this chance of using CA. Why? Again, this is also a very important point for the SEO. Okay, whenever somebody is searching for a chartered accountant and the person types CA, if your name does not have this prefix, your name will not reflect in the search. Okay, in the search results, upar nahi aayega. It will be somewhere later, and you do not want to miss that chance. Okay, so for example, if I'm searching for CA in Mumbai, or CA in say Bandra, okay, and you are a CA in Bandra, but if your name does not have CA, algorithm won't catch it and your name will not come first. So please take care of this. Okay, the next is headline, where you can talk about your expertise. Again, very, very important aspect, that people should instantly know what kind of CA are you. Okay, that is how you will get work. Okay, this person is this specialized. I have this requirement. Some of my clients or some of my friends need this, so I can connect. I cannot connect that person to any random CA. If the person is a specialist, ठीक है, अगर आपकी हड्डी टूटती है, where do you go, which kind of doctor do you go if your bones break? To an orthopedic, right? You do not go to a physician. Specialization is very, very important. So market your specialization in the headline. Photo, have a good professional photo where your face is seen. No selfies. Get a photo clicked in a professional attire which represents you as a CA. Cover photo. A cover photo is the back, the rectangle area behind the photograph, and this is mind you, this is not only for LinkedIn. Cover photo is everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp. Everywhere you find this area, cover photo, where you can talk again about your specialization and also give your contact details. So it becomes very easy for people to reach out to you. Okay, giving your contact details is very important because marketing is all about being remembered, easy to be understood. Okay, people should understand what exactly do you do, and of course easy to reach out. If people can't reach out to you, they won't, your marketing is, nullified. It won't give you any results. So make it easy for people to connect with you. Give your contact details at a very, very visible area. Okay, now again, one question: how many of you use WhatsApp Business? Because if you're not, you're losing on a lot of opportunities. The same profile that we spoke about comes on WhatsApp also. See, this is my profile on WhatsApp, where again, there's a cover photo, there's a photograph, there is headline where you talk about, even on WhatsApp, you can talk about your expertise. A very important factor in this also is, if you go down, you see over here, you can give your email ID, you can give your website links also, so the person can directly go on your website. Okay, if you see, I've written here links to website, Linktree, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever links you want to give, you can add. Okay, there are multiple options. How many of you know about Linktree? Anybody here knows about Linktree? So this is a very beautiful website where you can create your account, and free you can create that account and you can put multiple links to multiple things. Okay, how can we use this and why this is important, I'll let you know in further post. But Linktree is really important, and this can be a summing of all your platforms together. Okay, so of course the next section on LinkedIn is about section, which is again very important. You can talk about all the services that you provide. You can talk about what kind of, any attachments you want to give about any of our presentations or anything, you can give it over here. Now, again, one more question: how many of you have websites of your own, as in for your practice? My suggestion is, if you do not have a website, it's perfectly fine. If you have a website, very, very nice, very good. But if you do not have a website, you really can use social media platforms as your website. So trust me, when you go on a good, well-maintained LinkedIn profile, it looks like a website. You have everything over there. You have all your details, you have services, you have links to other places, or what you want to give. You lot of things a LinkedIn profile provides you, which looks like your website only. Okay, so use your LinkedIn profile, your WhatsApp profile, your Facebook profile like a website. Even if you do not have a website, these can work as a website for you. Okay, so for a lot of time, I have my website, but still, a lot of times when people say, give us any link where we can see your work or something, a lot of times I give my LinkedIn profile this thing link, because all of it, all of my work, all of my details are there. Okay, so use your profiles very, very smartly, just as your website. Now, one thing very important is, you may be present on WhatsApp, you may be present on LinkedIn, Facebook, you may be present on any other platform. Keep your branding consistent, which means the profile picture that you're using, the background image that you've made, the details that you've put, keep it consistent through all the platforms, because that's very important for your branding and marketing. Okay. Now, the fourth step is, how do you show your expertise more prominently when you're there on Facebook or social media, and where you can't directly talk about, I provide these services, yet you have to show your expertise, right? So one of the very important feature which LinkedIn has is after the starting part, okay, where your name and your headline comes, there's a section called featured. Okay, here you can put all the links to important work that you've done. In the sense, say you have taken any webinars, or you have written any book, you have given any published any article, or your interview has come somewhere. All those links can be, can come over here in the featured part, where people can directly click and see okay, it takes you to other page or something, wherever you want the person to go. And this really shows your expertise. Say for example, I want to show that I have an expertise in valuation. Okay, and this featured part shows I've written a blog on some topic on valuation, or I spoke somewhere at on valuation of the companies, or I've written some article, or my interview has come somewhere. So this shows that I'm very focused, and valuation is something which is for me. Okay, I can do any sort of work related to valuation. Okay, more ways of showing your expertise. Of course, we spoke about LinkedIn feature. WhatsApp pay link. Okay, I'll go a bit backwards on this. Okay, say there are different ways of showing your expertise, which means you publish blogs, you take webinars, you take seminars, or you write books, or you write ebooks, or you give interviews somewhere. These are some of the ways which show your expertise. Now there are, say, 5 such links that you want to give. Okay, say WhatsApp pay that I had seen, there are links option in the profile. There you want to give 5 links. Okay, for any person going on this 5 links is very difficult. This is where Linktree app comes into picture. What you can do is you can create a account over there on LinkedIn, a Linktree, put all these links. Say one is of your publication, one the blogs, one is about you have any video on YouTube, you took some webinar or something, you have an ebook link for ebook, anything, any sort of these things, okay, can be put on Linktree. Okay, it'll appear as a, so I should have taken this, but I forgot to take a picture of this, but there'll be multiple links that will show, and that one link, Trika, your account link, can be put on the WhatsApp. So on WhatsApp, only one link appears, and when the person clicks that link, he has a multiple option of going to different pages. So it works exactly like a website landing page. So if somebody today asks me that I do not have a website, I'm like, it's okay. Do not invest in website if you do not have that bandwidth, if you do not have that money. Use your social media correctly. Okay, and Linktree is one of those ways. Okay, so if you have any question on Linktree, just approach to me later. Okay. Now the post, very, very important. Now, see, like we had said, you cannot directly post on any social media that I provide these services, you can come to me for these services. Then how can you use this? Okay, one of the ways, the few of the ways is you write news about for your target audience. Please always remember, posting is not for you, posting is for your target audience, which means any kind of post that you make should connect to your target audience, should add value to them. Only then will they read your post, or only then will they approach to you for services. Okay? So do not write random post. You can write about some news which are related to your target audience, any books, any experiences, any sort. Okay. So let me take some example, a very, very today's example, because this is something really, really irritates me when I see this on social media. 2000 note, or the rupees note got demonetized, right? And since morning, of course, you are also there on social media. You must have seen like innumerable posts around 2000 rupees note. But every other post is the same post. Why has the government done this? Fine. Now, whatever they have done is done. How can you take advantage of this? Okay. Quickly, what I'll do is I'll say something, note down, and just reflect on this. Note down who is your target audience. Okay. Say your target audience are the retailers. Fine. Okay. How will this 2000 demonetization affect those retailers? Talk about that. Talk about how, because people want to now do away with that 2000 note. There might be a short spike in the spending for people. What can they retailers do? Okay. Or say, for example, your target audience are individuals, salaried people, or people who are individuals or small MSMEs. Now, what tax implications will they have if they do not take this seriously, or they are depositing everything at one time? Are there any restrictions on that? Talk about that. Why do you want to talk about the normal post? When people see that whatever you're talking is adding value to them, they'll come to you. Okay. So posting zaruri hai, but just look that there is value addition for that. Okay. Now, there is also one way that you can keep, updating, because we are not allowed to talk directly about our services. Keep updating. Jitna dikhoge. Hindi mein there is one kahavat, jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai, right? The more you are seen, the more you are remembered. Always remember this. So visibility is very, very important. How do you keep updating without being very stupid, or without putting up very stupid posts like people generally do? Talk about the firm updates, as in what is happening in your firm. Has any new team member joined, or have you appreciated your team member? Did you travel for any meeting? Where did you travel for meeting? What kind of software are you using? Your experiences in the office. Something happened with your client, not taking the client's name. Of course, please keep that in mind. Cannot take your client's name. So not taking your client's name, but something happened with the client, the interaction, or any difficulty you faced, or make it learning. Okay. Say you faced a very difficult case study. Talk about that again without taking the client's name. So anything knowledge based is allowed. And any updating on your firm, say you have a job opening, speak about that. All these posts are very well allowed. Okay. Next is target audience. We spoke about that, but how do you get clients out of this? All right. One of the major techniques that I personally also use, and I'm sure my clients use that, or I do that for my clients, okay, because I handle a lot of social media pages for CAs and CA firms. Messaging. One-on-one messaging is the key. It really is a game changer. Okay. Again, you cannot directly message that, I provide these services. Why don't you take our services? No. Find other ways. Connect with that person for any professional help, any doubt, or, just a call where you need to understand their business, or you want to understand the market, anything. But connect people one-on-one over messages. It is, trust me, a game changer, because people remember people. Okay. If you have that one-on-one interaction, they'll definitely remember you. So future may, if they have any need, they'll remember, okay, this CA with this expertise or something, that person had connected to me, right? So you will be remembered. Always try to find a way to be remembered by people. Okay. The next thing is a very, very important thing, and this is something I really feel CAs miss out. When they are on social media, they have one thing: I want to get clients. Of course, that is one of the very, very important reasons why you are there on social media. But look for other things also. Look for collaborations with other CAs, with other professionals like CS, lawyers, doctors, any kind of professional. They'll forward work to you. Okay. These collaborations are very important. So don't only connect to your clients, connect to your co-professional members also, other professional members also. That's very, very important. Look for expertise sharing opportunities. Where can you speak? Where can you connect? Where can you network people? Where can you meet Form some groups. Very, very important. So do not only look for clients. There are other means of getting clients as well. Direct, indirect, samajhte hai na? So no direct also. Search for indirect methods also. Okay. And you know what is the main aspect of everything? Where do we boil down is how do you get. So now what we saw till now are the steps of how can you create your profile, how can you maintain, what kind of post can you put, okay, and how can you message people, right? But how do you get clients? First is constantly market your expertise. Do not leave any opportunity anywhere, wherever, whatever platforms you are there, to market yourself as an expertise. Talk about a particular program. I'll give you my example. I was a chartered accountant, then I shifted to trainings as my service, and since 3 years I am core practicing as a branding coach for chartered accountants. Okay, now this shift has been very difficult because what happens is once you are something, people will remember you that way. But it really took good amount of branding for me to change perception, and now everybody, chahe wo professionals ho, either they are my clients or they are my family members, they know what my work is. They know that chartered accountants are my clients and I help them with social media. They know that. So you have to constantly market yourself as an expertise in some area of CA. Okay, reach out to people. You reach out one-on-one or something, reach out for some talks, reach out for collaborations. Okay, message people one-to-one. Like I said, this is a game changer. You can really get very, very good leads out of this. Okay, say for example, you can also message them some ebook you've written. Trust me, one thing I just add in between, writing ebooks is very easy. Very easy. You just need some time out. You just need some, even if you don't have time, you hire somebody and do it. Ebook writing is very easy. Improve your SEO. And I want to talk a couple of minutes on this. The more you use social media, the more you write blogs, the more you give content online, your SEO will improve automatically. So say somebody searching for a CA and they type on Google CA in this, or chartered accountant expertise in valuation, or chartered accountant in Malad, a chartered accountant Agra, whatever they type, if your SEO is good, your name will come first. Your name will come in the initial search results. Okay, SEO kya hota hai? It helps you with the Google search results. The more you put out blogs, the more you are active on social media, the more content you put out there, your SEO will automatically improve and your search results will get really, really good. Okay. And the last is stay connected with people. That's how you get clients. The more active you are, the more you can show people that you are adding value. You actually know something. I'm sure all the CAs are knowledgeable. It's not, the problem is not that. The problem is people knowing that you know something. Okay. So you have to show that, like take efforts in showing that. And, but be smart and be consistent. Now, the thing is, one thing that I want to discuss here is you need to find the right time. And I can say that if you do not have time, see, I've given you all the steps. If you really follow these steps and be very, very smart in managing your post and managing your time, this is not really time consuming. It is just the matter of being organized and being consistent, or kuch nahi. Okay. Say one Sunday you sit, you make all your posts for the full week and you just keep posting. Okay. There are schedulers which post automatically for you. It's very, very easy. But if you do not have time, hire professionals. Trust me, the amount you give to a professional person who's handling your social media and what you get out of it, ROI, return on investment, is amazing. You get really a lot of things in return, both money wise as clients and also as branding, then the amount of money you're paying to that person. Okay, so like a person had said, never ever substitute your time with money. The things you can get done with your money, do not give your time there, because time is more valuable. Okay, so hire professionals, use those services, is perfectly fine. Use the right methods, use the right platform, use the right content, use the right resources you have, and the right visibility will definitely get you those results and those clients that you're looking for from social media. And social media is not about ki 1 year 2 year, it's a long term thing, it's not going anywhere. In especially say, even if I take 10 years, it's not going anywhere, it will just increase. Okay, today only 50% of the world population is there on social media, 50% are yet to come. Imagine the potential. Okay, so what you need to do, I want you to take 2 minutes of your time, and whatever we have discussed, write 5 points that you will start doing from today. Okay, or you will start in short term. What do you want to work on now? Okay, and also if you have any questions, do ask me in the chat box. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Panita. It was really, really insightful. This session has not just told us like what to do, why to do, but how to do also, which is actually very important. We all actually trying to do this, but somehow we actually caught up with some other thing, which is actually more important. So it's actually like a painkiller versus a vitamin, right? So we focus more on the painkiller instead of actually working, taking a vitamin. So this is a vitamin which is actually gradually help us and going to give us sustainable business. So,
I
Panita, we have,
think
yeah,
somebody's asked if Just Dial listing is allowed. Yes, it's
yeah,
allowed. You can register on Just Dial.
right. There are few more questions are there. So, one thing you actually spoke about the website. So, what if you also gave uh, you know answer if someone is not having website, probably they can use their social media link. But how do you see like because these days maintaining a website is not that difficult like being used to be 10 years back. So would you recommend like why do you recommend someone should have a website? So website versus a social media.
See, website, of course, uh, provides you with few things. One is trust. Any person who thinks, okay, when you have a website, any client will think, okay, this is a very professional person because he has his own website, and you get all the information in one place. Okay, whatever I want to know about the business, about the services, about the team members, I can get it in one place. And of course, a company which is investing in a website, you seem to be very, very, trustworthy or credible as a company. And second thing is also it helps in the Google SEO. When you have a
Right.
website, Google will show those results. Your search results will be better, I feel. So
Yeah.
that's main use of website, but you can use that in the social media also.
Right. So once you have website, like probably you can actually retarget them also. You can actually reach out to them, show them your contents, your ads. Right. So one of the biggest problem, Panita, what we've been actually facing, like, I'm talking as a whole, we all been facing that is a content, right? So social media, as you said, like, it should be consistent, right? So if you need consistency, you need a consistent content. So what shall we do? And how do you see ChatGPT in that way?
Okay. So yes, ChatGPT is an amazing platform for you to get some content. But I'll be very frank, even as a content writer and even as a social media person, as in, handling so many accounts, Chat GPT is the secondary source that I use. My first source, or my first this thing, is always to think what are the current challenges my target audience is facing, and I'll write content only around that. Okay.
Okay.
What is currently happening? Okay, say for example, I gave you the example 2000 rupees note. Okay. Now this is one topic. If you go on Chat GPT and you write something that give me information around the 2000 rupee demonetization, that Chat GPT will give you a lot of information. But again, how does your target audience, what can they take back from that? So
Yeah.
you have to develop content thinking about your target audience in mind. Topics can be anything, but always think, will my target audience read this? Okay, always think about that. And my so I can share this also later if you want. Very simple. I keep a calendar, 1 month calendar, where all my topics are there. And this gives a lot of clarity. Okay, this week I'll be talking on this week I'm talking on this. So it becomes very easy for us to research the content and put it out there.
Okay. That's great, Vanita. And we'll request if you can actually share a do's and don'ts, because the multiple actually from the audience, they asked what we can do, what we cannot do, in terms of social media marketing. So that'll be great. And there's a request to audience, please join our community for such content. We'll keep posting these things. Like Panita just said, like she manage her content, with the help of content calendar. So what should be a format, how she is doing, all those things we'll be posting on the social media itself, our community itself. So you can follow us, and you'll keep getting such thing there. At the last, I'll just take 2 minutes to show something which is very interesting, what just Panita was talking about. So EasyTax Practice is actually, we are actually practice management software, which is actually for accounting professionals. We have a team management, document management, client management, task automation, billing, DSC management, password management. So these all features we have, which is, any, practice management software has. But more than that, like the thing which we focus on, that is our growth, how we can actually bring a lead to you, something which we've been discussing in last 1 hour, how you can actually, this is something which Panita was talking about. If you don't have time, probably you can actually outsource that. So how you can actually manage those things? So we have a free, website builder. So with the Easy Tax Practice, you can simply go and fill some simple form. The website, like Easy Tax Practice, would actually create a website for you and would launch. So website, this will not be just website, will but also will be actually doing SEO for you. So for example, if you can see my screen, so there is actually there is a user of our product, SR Rahalkar and Associate. You can see if someone types his name in the Google, his name is coming in the Google search itself and on the first page. So that is something which is actually, any of your client is typing your name, they'll actually get to see your website on the Google itself, and which will actually increase the traffic of your website, and eventually you'll get actually start generating leads also. So this is something you can already start, and to get free access of this as well, again you can join the community. So we have this QR code here. You can just scan this QR code and join the community. Thank you, Panita, once again joining this session, and we are looking forward having a such session in future also. Once again, thank you for everyone joining this webinar. We are committed to bring such webinar in future also. And soon we are actually going to send a mail, which kind of webinar are you interested for? And accordingly, we'll be picking up the topics and we'll keep running those webinars in future. Thank you, Panita, for your time. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, everyone.